Guys, today we're going to be ranking every single Ironclad card in the entire game, but only for Act 1. So right now I got Patrick with me from the Discord server. We're going to be going one by one, starting off with commons and then making our way all the way through the rares. And again, this will be strictly based off of how good these cards are in Act 1 and only Act 1. Of course, this will exempt certain cards from being in the ranking, and by certain cards, I mean exactly 2 of them. And that would be Break as well as Corruption. Those cards are exempt, that you can't get them in Act 1. So, yeah. But I think the best thing to do is to just go ahead and get started. I don't really have much criteria that I want to go over. Well, I guess I should describe the tiers, right? D means that you're going to pick it never, ever. You might even, this is also where starter cards are going to go, including Bash. I changed my mind on that. It should be in D tier. Yeah, this is for starter cards and cards that you honestly just should not be picking in Act 1. They almost never have any good applications in Act 1. C is going to be cards that you take for just getting by. This is just a card you grab because you fucking need a card, or they're just really, really fringe case scenarios, or perhaps they're a rare card that just isn't quite good enough, but maybe could have a niche use in a boss. B tier is where you're going to be putting your strike pluses, your defend pluses, all those cards that get you through the hallways, cards that are good in elite fights, cards that aren't exactly bad for you in boss fights, stuff like that. A is your bread and butter cards, things that you're going to be playing every single combat. They're going to be good in bosses, good in elites, good in hallways. This is basically what's going to strengthen your deck. Perhaps this is scaling for the next act, and it's not exactly going to be super strong yet, but it will snowball later. And then finally, S tier is cards that are basically just going to win you the act. These are cards that completely dominate every single Act 1, whether it be the Overgrowth or the Underdogs. Not a lot of cards are going to be in there, but the ones that are, you should be able to figure out why. And also, just to preface this, it doesn't actually have to be great at the boss to be an S tier. If there is just a card that, and there is one that's coming to mind off the bat, but if there's just a card that you go into a hallway and it says you win, it will be an S tier. Even if it's just a hallway. If the card, if you click it, wins you any hallway, it will be an S tier. And there's one that comes to mind right away that we'll get to later on. But you have any issues with how we're gonna do the tiers, Patrick, or you think that sounds
Strike
fair?
is an S tier, man. You gotta put it up there.
So I guess we should start ahead and go ahead and put Strike in D tier. We're also going to go ahead and put Bash in B tier. We'll put it above Strike because, you know, that's what you kind of need to play it, right? Defend is over here. I remember this time that this is alphabetically ordered, okay? Didn't forget. Except that it's not, because Corruption is down here. Never mind.
I'm going to argue Bash is in C tier, and it's for one specific reason. Because the fringe case is hoping that you get to Act 2 and you upgrade it into Break.
Well, I mean, that's fine, but we're talking about Act 1. I don't give a shit about Act 2. I don't give a shit about Act 3.
Fair enough.
The value of the card is great.
The card is looking at the card face value, then yeah, D tier.
Here's the thing, though. Perhaps maybe Bash should be moved up simply because it will help you win your first 3 hallways, but so will Strike and Defend. So no, you know what? Never mind. I take that back.
I was gonna say,
all 3 of those are exactly necessary for the first 3 combats. The first real card that we're going to talk about is Anger.
Angie.
I think it's a B tier card. That's a really good card. Not really good. It's just a good card. You get to combo so much off of this with Bash. It will provide you so much damage with Bash. And in Act 1, where the enemies are still kind of small, granted, in Act 2 and 3, there are still enemies that are kind of small, but there's more of them, etc., etc. In Act 1, there are a lot of enemies that are just tiny, tiny, tiny. And Anger is actually really good against them. Now, for elites, cards kind of poop. There is one elite that it is really good against. Actually, probably 2, and possibly 3. The one that mainly came to mind was Skulking Colony. Skulking Colony obviously has the 15 shell thing, to where you can't damage it past 15 damage every single turn. Anger will basically let you get almost half of that for free, and that's pretty good. If it's upgraded, then it'll be over half of that for free. And if you have Vulnerable, it will be half of that it will be basically all of that for free. That's really good for a 0-cost card. The other elite is in the Overgrowth, or in the Overgrowth. It is the Foregone Effigy or Bygone Effigy. Anger will let you play a 0-cost attack to snowball the slowness debuff that the Bygone Effigy has on itself, enabling you to have more damage for your big attack that you play at the end of your turn. And then the last one that I would like to mention is also in the Overgrowth. It is the Parasite Frog. That elite fills your deck with Infestation. This card will generate more Angers to fill your deck with more cards to not draw the Infestation. So it's kind of like a fringe example. It's not exactly solving the fight, but it's at least prolonging how many of the Infestations that you will actually draw, theoretically speaking, technically speaking. So I guess it is kind of okay there. But is it fantastic in those elites? Not really. It just kind of helps. And that's why it's in B tier. Does it win you hallway fights? Not really. It just kind of helps. But it is better than just nothing. Like, I would take Anger over, I don't know, fucking Mangle. Right? Like, I'm not going to pick up Mangle in Act 1 whenever I'm spending 3 energy to do nothing. Right? Like, I'd rather have the Anger. What are your thoughts on Anger before we move on?
So I have a love-hate relationship with this card. This card is fantastic until you get to the boss, especially if you have very little exhaust synergies. Because you play one, and you're like, oh, free damage, cool. Especially if, we're fighting, what's his name? Ghost Boy, Star Boy. Shit. With all these, pseudo-intangible. And then you're like, oh, cool. All right, fine. Free 6 damage. It gets rid of his thing, whatever. And then you're like, oh, I'm drawing 2, 3, 4. Suddenly, all my hand is full of anger, and I have no way to block, and this fight's a nightmare. If you're taking anger, you need to take something to exhaust it, just so that way your deck doesn't fill up with angers. And
or you could just not take
for the boss fight,
or not play it rather.
Or you could,
right?
You could not play it, but then it's a dud.
That's true. That's true. So it does fill your deck up for boss fights. Not exactly what you want to have happen. So I do agree with you there. And Doormaker no longer exists, but we're not really talking about Act 3 anyway. So
yeah, I was gonna say we're talking about this Act 1.
Body Slam, same thing. That goes in B tier. I'd put it slightly above Anger. The thing about Body Slam in Act 1 is that it's a little bit harder to get the block off. You have less of a chance to have high value block relics. You have less of a chance to have high value block cards to take advantage of Body Slam. It also will take an upgrade. If you're lucky, it will come green, but most likely it won't come green. So it will take an upgrade. You don't need to, but it will usually take one. You need to have block cards for it. If you get out for this on floor 1, you're typically not going to take it. Unless your starting bonus from Niao gave you something, block oriented, where you can get block on a certain turn to pair with Body Slam. This is more of a late act pick. When it works, it works. But in general, if it's upgraded, it is a 0 cost attack. Maybe perhaps I move it down 1 below Anger, just because you still do need to upgrade it. You still do need to have block. And I do think that is a bit of an issue with this card. I do think that in Act 2, it's better. But for now, I think it's just kind of, it's upgrade debt, and it's a little bit jank, a little bit wonky to play in Act 1.
It's a fantastic pick if you have the Now Relic that makes your first 3 encounters upgraded.
Silver Crucible.
It does allow you to play a lot more, especially if it's upgraded, a lot more defensively while still being defensive.
Yeah, that's true.
Are there times where I look at this card and I just go, would I prefer you to be an Iron Wave? Maybe.
I would say so, yeah.
Very occasionally, at least in Act 1 specifically.
After
Act 1, I know we're not looking after Act 1, but it's because we're not looking past Act 1. I'm thinking. It's really hard.
I'd say B or C.
It really is hard.
Because I feel like there's so many instances where this card is just straight dog shit, and you just don't click it.
You desperately want it upgraded.
And you just have to have more than just a defend,
I don't know. It's not hard to get block cards early on. It's really not. That's why I'm like not thinking about it too hard. You'll always have defense. If you get a handful of defense and an upgraded body,
You have
slam,
less
it feels
defense than you
great.
do strikes, though.
You do have what you do.
So you'll have a higher chance, and also the starting bonus card for Ironclad being the extra strike and the bash means that you will be more likely to draw attacks than you will to draw defense if you get this card floor 1. So
in the same vein, there are so many Niao relics that transform your strikes, that remove 2 cards from your deck, that remove a card from your deck, that do a lot of deck manipulation, and chances are like a lot of times you'll transform your strike. Oh look, it's body slam. This doesn't help me.
I think we need to move on. I'm just gonna leave it at bottom of B.
I think bottom. I think the gateway to B is fine.
Oh, first A tier.
I want to say S. I want to say S.
I want to say S as well. Only reason I'm not is because there is a card in S tier that. Okay, well, you know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. Actually, I think that I want to be more fair about this. In Act 1, you're not going to find rares and uncommons as often as you're going to find commons. That's true for every act, but in Act 1 especially, you don't get the chance to start off with a rare card from the boss, right?
So your chance to find an uncommon in random combats is the same as finding a rare like in Act 2 or 3.
I would say that because of how much more difficult, or I guess because of how rarer it is to see rare cards in Act 1, I actually do want to bump this up to S tier. There is a card in Act 1, or excuse me, in the Ironclad's deck that is just this, but better in every way. Actually, there's 2 cards that are like that are just this, but better in every way, and they are both rare cards. And I would say that those cards are better than Breakthrough in Act 1. Even in Act 1, I think those cards are better. However, they're both rare cards. The odds of you finding those cards are very low. As such, I am going to knock down points, probably. Though I guess the premise of this list is just to say how good the card is in Act 1, right? So maybe I shouldn't deduct points for rarity.
I was going to say, I don't think you should.
In that case, I'll move it down to A. I'll move it down to A. But with the preface that rare cards are obviously rare, and more often than not, Breakthrough is going to be a more high-performing card because you're going to actually have the card. But yeah,
if this was a far more analytical, we had 5 hours to talk about every single card, then yeah, maybe. But because it's a common, and it's not a rare, and this is Act 1, where your chances are you're very lucky to see a rare card in your boss, like outside of your boss fight.
100%. Yeah.
And then in the boss fight, it's like, well, we're no longer in we're no longer in Act 1, so it kind of defeats the purpose. So we're just looking at like, oh, maybe you got one when you got them from when you transformed them with the Niao relic, and you just got wicked lucky, or you just got you took a bunch of fights, and your chances of seeing seeing a rare are through the roof because you took on like 15 fights in the act for some reason.
Right.
Like it's a super niche thing, and it's something like maybe like very, very nichely to consider, but in my opinion, no, I don't think it's something to consider. At this face value, is it good in Act 1? Yes or no? Well, not yes or no. Like, how good is it in Act 1? I guess is the better way to put it.
Breakthrough is fantastic. It is great AoE damage, which is extremely important in this game. Is it important for the... it is a +4 on upgrade. Is it important for the bosses of Act 1? No. There's only one boss that has AoE in it. It's an overgrowth. And honestly, sometimes you kind of just don't even care about doing the AoE. Sometimes you just care about killing the guy in the back. But yeah, this card is definitely really strong for hallways. Honestly, it's basically like you click it and the hallway is over practically. Very, very powerful. It also plays into HP loss synergies. It's a gateway card into those synergies, into that archetype. So gets brownie points for that as well. And also just 9 damage to everybody. I talked about this in the initial video that I did. That I just scrapped because of the footage being, fucked up. AoE damage in this game, you look at it as the number times how many enemies there are. That's basically how much value is printed on the card. So for example, this says lose 1 HP, deal 9 damage to all enemies. If there are 3 enemies, this says 1 energy, 27 damage. It is dispersed against 3 enemies, still 27 damage for 1 energy. Infinitely better than, say, an anger or even like a bludgeon. A bludgeon has a higher value, yeah, but if this is upgraded, it wouldn't. If there were 4 enemies, it wouldn't. Stuff like that. So things to consider. Also, it does have less energy than a bludgeon too for that extremely niche example. But yeah, this card's amazing for Act 1. Love it. Fantabulous. Next is Headbutt. Headbutt is a pretty good strike plus, but I think it's kind of just that. It's really good. It's got a good value on it, or not really good. It's just good. It's got a good value on it. Will help you in Act 1, but I don't think that its printed value of 9 upgrade to 12. So it's only a +3 on upgrade. I don't think it's really going to help you that much in Act 1. What are you going to be putting from your discard pile on top of your deck in Act 1? A bash? Obviously in boss fights this will have more, helpful examples, but early on,
specifically not a lot.
There's like early on this isn't doing much for you. So this bottom line of text kind of doesn't mean anything. But yeah, for now I'm just gonna leave it in B tier. It's still better than an anger, I would say, or maybe a little bit worse. Actually, I think it's probably worse, just because anger is 0 costs, and I think that is so important for a deck where you have bash. It allows you to play a defend with a bash, stuff like that. I'm gonna put it there
because it is specifically 9 damage unupgraded. It's not upgrade debt. You don't necessarily need to upgrade it, and because it's also 9 damage, it does pair fairly well with vulnerable builds.
That's true. Although, so does every other attack that we're going to be talking about.
I was going to say, so does the one that we just talked about that does the same thing, but AoE.
Yep. Iron Wave. Pretty good card.
It's just the definition of B tier. It's just a good card that you can take whenever. It is +4 on upgrade. I will say it is +4. It's 2 extra damage and 2 extra block. I
think it's really good in Act 1. I would say that's an A tier card in Act 1. I think that this card
in Act 1, yeah.
And
I'm thinking of just general. I need to focus on just Act 1. In Act 1 specifically, it's great just because it really is just like I need block, but I don't want to give up damage. Oh look, Iron Wave, take.
Exactly. It pairs well with Body Slam. It helps you in elites where you're fighting multiple enemies that are going to be doing damage to you if you don't have an AoE. Having the ability to do damage and block at the same time for 1 energy is really strong. Whenever you're taking a lot of incoming damage, it's pretty okay in bosses. I mean, it will just, it's a value of 10 on 1 card for 1 energy. Upgraded, it's a value of 14 on 1 card for 1 energy. It's pretty good. It's a very nice upgrade. It is somewhat upgrade debt, but it's not necessarily early on. You can get by with it. But this is going to be your winning strategy. I would say this is probably the bottom of A, and probably the gateway of A, but it's just enough that I want to put it in there.
It is funny.
I'll probably just put it right here in B tier. Dealing 10, upgrade of 4 on the value there. It's higher than the Headbutt. It has exhaust on it, so it doesn't, hog your deck. And just dealing 10 damage, 1 energy isn't necessarily bad. It pairs very well with vulnerable builds, of which you're probably not going to have online in Act 1, which is why it's only in B tier. We might have to put more cards in C tier as the list goes on, but for right now, I think I'll just put it in there. I still don't like it as much as Anger. Anger costing 0 is so strong for it in those early hallways. Multifist, it's like, it's fine. It shows up to work, does its job, and then it leaves. Am I excited to take it? No. Do I have to take it? Mostly, yeah. Especially if it's like floor 1, if this is the only damage card offered and the rest are like skills that don't do anything right away, then I'll probably take it. But I'm not excited about it. Oh.
Hey, look, it's just the best card in the game.
I'm going to put this above Iron Wave only slightly. I think they're actually pretty close in Act 1.
This is in Act 1, this is what Headbutt wants to be.
Yeah, but it also still just does what Headbutt, you know, the problem with Headbutt, which is that it's just going to draw you a card that you wouldn't really want to be playing anyway, like a strike and a defend. Who gives a fuck? I don't have enough energy to take advantage of this. It's still draw. It still lets you see more cards, yes, but on average, would I rather have this or would I rather have a card that does 9 to everything? Right? Like stuff like that needs to be considered. Honestly, the more that I'm thinking about it, the more I kind of want to raise this to S, but we'll leave it for A for right now.
The counter argument I will have is this is your first or second fight. You got a pommel strike. You pull a bunch of your strikes, your bash, and your pommel strike, and all your defense are in your deck, and you're about to take 13 damage. Pommel strike will statistically will get you one of your defense.
That's true.
Just so you're not taking.
Iron Wave would be a defend though.
Iron Wave would be a defend.
Right. Breakthrough could just let me kill. Right. So that's a fair point, but whenever it's really just Act 1 is so value heavy, I don't think the draw is as good yet. It's not as good yet.
Maybe not in the very beginning of Act 1, but towards the end and definitely into the boss fight, it's like fantastic.
There's this shit ass card. Throw that in C tier. It's not D. All right. It's still a strike plus. It upgrades.
It has its use.
It upgrades to I think it's a +3 for the upgrade. It's valuable. It can be useful. Yeah. One such use is a rare card, so really not that great. Another such use is a uncommon card. And then I guess a common as well. A couple commons could take advantage of this extra strength, but in honesty, it really isn't going to be doing that much. If it was 0 cost, this card would be great. If this is 0 cost and it was an uncommon card, that would be spectacular, but it's not. It's really not that strong. It's going in C tier. I would definitely take a body slam ahead, but multifist, all that shit, I would take that over this any day of the week. This card just has a really low value on it. Gives you strength return that you don't really care for. And all in all, it only does 1 more damage than anger, but it also costs energy. So it's kind of gonna put this in C tier. I'll put it like right above setup strike. It's just
so these two cards need to be glued together.
Yeah, but even then, you're really not getting a lot of value. I mean, like, yeah, I just got done talking about, oh, the overall number on the card should be looked at, which I guess with setup strike, this would just say, you know, 20 if it's upgraded, if it's not 15, and then if setup strike is upgraded, it'd be what, like 18 and then 24. Like, yeah, that's good, but it's random, and random is so bad in this game. It's terrible in this game. I think that is why it's so hard to rank this higher. Furthermore, because there's so many AoE fights in Act 1 in the hallways, well, just in every act, honestly, it makes the 3 value on this so much worse. Because why would I pick this when I could just, again, pick Breakthrough, right? Or pick any other AoE card. I mean, shit, like fucking Thunderclap will deal more damage than this card. That's crazy.
And would let you synergize with Breakthrough.
Yeah. So, it's still better than Setup Strike.
The word all in this game adds so much value to a card.
Yeah, anytime a card says all on it, that means it's really good. Speaking of which, Thunderclap. Thundercloud's probably going to be the only B tier AoE. I am probably going to put it like below Anger. The value on it is just really low. It is still 1 energy for 4 in AoE fights. That is 4 times however many enemies, but in singular fights, that really fucking sucks. At least Breakthrough's doing 9 damage. All right, like at least it's doing something. This is doing 4.
Here's my critique with this card. I love this card. I really do. Thunderclap into Breakthrough is so funny, especially if Breakthrough is upgraded. My main issue is just the apply 1 vulnerable. If it was upgrade for deal 4 damage, apply 2 vulnerable to all enemies,
yeah.
This card would be the just immediate take every single time.
But I think that's why it's a common. If it was 2 vulnerable 4 damage, even if it's 4 damage, it would still be a common. Anything that applies that much vulnerable while doing something else, especially like 4 damage, that's AoE. That's too good to be. But yeah, I do like it more than Molten Fist typically. And in Act 1, I think it will generate you more value than Headbutt and Body Slam on average. But I don't know. I think I'm just going to leave it there. I mean, the reason that it's being ranked so high is AoE. Maybe we're overvaluing AoE. I don't think we are. Twin
in
Strike.
Act 1 specifically, probably not. It's just a good card.
It's basically just Molten Fist, but without the vulnerable thing, except that it can scale with strength. That's basically it.
It scales better with strength instead of vulnerability. Yeah.
Cinder. So 18.
It's a lot better than it was. It's 100% better than it was.
I'm gonna put this at B tier. Tempted to put it in A tier because it is an upgrade value of 6, which is fucking nuts.
So I will, as much as
there.
I'm not the biggest fan of this card, in Act 1, 24 damage
is crazy.
18 damage.
One shot and shit. Easily.
Yeah, you are just killing ads in Act 1 with it.
This is basically one-shotting every single one of the parasites, by the way, like the Wrigglers. It's one-shotting those guys. It's going to do massive damage to the Terror Eels. It can one-shot the Phantasmal Gardeners if they have vulnerable on them. So much great value for this in elites. It's good at certain bosses as well. For example, this is fantastic against Soulfish that will let you exhaust a beacon. This is also really good against the deer. Yeah. Being able to burst down the deer is super important. This will burst down the deer, guarantee you, right? So stuff like that, this has a lot of value there. Not so good against Phantom, but then again, a lot of things that don't say multi-hit do. I guess that's one thing that I should mention about Sword Boomerang and about Twin Strike is that they do have multi-hit. So against 1 out of the 6 bosses that you could encounter in an Act 1, before you start your run, they are pretty useful there. But for Cinder, definitely a B tier card. Probably I'm gonna put it right above Pommel Strike, right below Breakthrough. I still like the AoE a little bit more, but it's close. I think those two are basically the top tiers right now. Perfected Strike is just that card, but shit. On average.
You always need one. You always need one in Act 1.
I don't subscribe to it anymore. Honestly, I quit doing that. And since I've quit doing that, I just don't get cloned anymore. Here's what I'll say. It depends on your starting bonus. Obviously, if you've transformed or removed one of your strikes, you're not going to be picking this. It also depends on what kind of strike cards you've been picking up throughout. This is a good Act 1 card. In fact, I would argue that it's definitely top of B tier. This will just do damage, which is fantastic. But the thing is that it's just gonna do 18 damage for 2, which is still okay. It is what Cinder does. I guess that, it is just what Cinder does, but it's predicated on the fact that you have strikes in your deck, which you kind of want to be removing. Even throughout Act 1, you still kind of just want to remove the strikes, if we're being honest. So I think I think it's just such a high value. Maybe I do put it up here, but for now, I'm just going to leave it here. Again, it is an elite killer, but it's predicated on a certain deck formation. And again, with so many Niao's bonuses letting you get rid of strike cards and so many, routings throughout Act 1, you're just kind of trying to hit shops to get rid of them. You're trying to hit events to get rid of them. I just can't put it on the same tier as Cinder that doesn't have those restrictions anymore. Also, Cinder just pairs well with exhaust synergies, has better answers to certain elites, certain bosses, so on and so forth. I think because of that, I will have it on A tier because of its ability to exhaust like infections or beckons and stuff like that, right? But Perfect Strike, still very good card in Act 1, still can help you fight elites, but in hallways, gonna be a little bit harder to play this card, just like Cinder, unless you know that, you can kill the enemy, so on and so forth. Bloodletting. This is not as good as it gets later. We finally entered skills, huh? This is our first skill. First skill, huh?
Yeah, it's probably our first S tier.
I disagree. I don't think that this card is actually as good.
If it's not S, then it's like the very top of A.
I still don't agree with that. I think that this card actually is pretty iffy in Act 1. And here's why. In Act 1, you are not going to have a lot of high cost cards. The only one that you're going to start off with is Bash. And typically you're not trying to add a lot of them to your deck right away. You could, definitely could, but you're not. It's typically not what somebody guns for. You just kind of want to get a strike plus, a defend plus, and then go on about your business, right? That's typically what I do. That's what most players do. So stuff like that, right? Bloodletting will let you play typically one more card. And the reason why is because you have 5 cards that you draw every single turn. But because of that, you have to draw Bloodletting. And then once you draw Bloodletting, you have 4 cards left. This will let you play all 4 cards. Question is, how much value are you getting out of those 4 cards? Typically speaking, Bloodletting will let you play a defend and save you 2 HP. Or Bloodletting will let you kill with a strike early on. That is what it is providing for you early on. Late Act 1, this card is really good. That's why I kind of want to put it low A, but I'm honestly debating on putting it in B tier because again, this card, think about it in the, in concerns to certain fights, right? Against Frog Parasite, shit sucks. Against Phantom, the shit sucks because he fills your deck with wounds. I forgot to mention Phantom also does that fucking shit sucks. Against the Deer Boss, it fucking sucks because he does the ringing. Against Soulfish, it fucking sucks because it has the beckons that it puts in your fucking hand. I guess you can play the beckons, but I mean, I would rather just exhaust them out. But I mean, you could technically play them, but then you're losing HP to play cards that make you lose HP. So that's, I don't know, kind of weird. This card I think is good. It's very good, but in Act 1, I question its usefulness. I would rather 9 times out of 10, if it's floor 1. And I see this card, I will most likely take it because I know that it's really good in Act 2. And that's what I mentioned for A tier. It's like, I'll take this card. It's not necessarily super duper great in the early Act 1. It can be very good in late Act 1, but it also, I know for a fact it will help me in Act 2. And it's a speculative pick. Now that last part doesn't really matter to this list, but that's kind of where we're at with Bloodletting. It's kind of like this is something that you take that will let you play one more card per turn. And in honesty, that's not necessarily super, super necessary if we're on Act 1, Floor 1, and I need to get a new card. I guess it's technically in this game, it's Act 1, Floor 2, because I think Niao is technically now Floor 1 in this game. I think they changed him, or excuse me, her from being Floor 0, which kind of sucks. I know, semantics, but yeah. So, yeah, if I'm seeing this paired up against Breakthrough, and it's my first floor reward, probably going to pick Breakthrough. If I see this, and it's paired against, okay, this is unfair because it's an uncommon, but if I see this paired up against, Flame Barrier, Bloodletting's getting shot and left dying and bleeding out in the streets of Chicago in the winter, okay? Batman's going to find his corpse, okay? That's what's going to happen to Bloodletting. So I think it depends. It depends on your deck. It depends on where you're at in Act 1. And it depends on what floor we're in. Like, there's so many variables to it. Do you need it? Do you need to have the energy? Do you want to have the energy? Who is your boss? Who are your elites? What elites have you fought so far? Do you know if you're going to run into that elite that's going to fuck this card up? Like, stuff like that is important to consider for bloodletting in Act 1. I don't think a lot of people consider that because a lot of people don't fucking care, and it usually will just be fine for you anyway because it's just a good card. But, like, I don't know. That's why I want to mention it. It's important. I'm just going to leave it at the bottom of A tier below Iron Wave because I do think that its value is good, but I see holes in it. So that's why it's not an instant S tier like it was for me in the main general list. Even though I don't think it was. I think it was an A tier because we said offering exists, which, you know, fair.
Yeah, the whole reason why like bloodletting was there, the offering exists. I will always go to bat that yes, floor, room 2, room 3, room 4, this card, you're probably picking something else. You're probably taking an uncommon we will get to later that costs 2 and gives you a shit ton of block.
Right. I mean, fuck, even a rage, I would probably take over this. Like if we're being in Act 1, right? I'd probably take a rage over this shit.
But as you progress, as you get closer to that boss and the foundation of your deck forms, you're gonna see a bloodletting and your mouse is gonna snap to it.
Oh, absolutely. That's why it's in
Like,
low
especially if you have some decent card draw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not even like good card draw, like okay card draw. Like you have a Pommel Strike or 2, and maybe you got like obscenely lucky and you saw an offering somehow.
I would say if you see a battle trance, you snap pick bloodletting.
Yeah, if you have a battle chance, then you snap pick bloodletting.
Yeah.
Just because, especially because you don't have a lot of cards in your deck.
Right.
Especially if you got one of the Meow relics that remove 1 or 2 cards from your deck, chances are if you have a battle trance and you see a bloodletting, you're gonna immediately just draw your entire deck and play at least half your hand.
Yeah. So it definitely has uses, but it's not quite the Leviathan that it was. I guess it's still an A tier, but like, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh. I still don't really fucking like this card. Like it's honestly, it's just a defend that
So,
let's think about it in floor.
In floor 1, it's very niche.
Well, you're not
It's
gonna have it in floor
upgraded-
1. It'll be floor 3, 4.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I mean, you could transform it and get this. That's why I said floor 1.
That would be diabolical.
Like, well, no, it's like let's say you transform or defend and you get armaments.
What? Can you get commons from transforms?
Transform, I'm pretty sure you can. I'm pretty sure
Like
you
for
can
the
get
relic?
any card for transform.
For the relic? I don't think you can. You?
I'd have to research that.
I'd
I
have to
no
look,
idea.
but I'm pretty sure more often than that you get uncommons and rares. But I could be wrong. Because I know that regular transforms, like, yeah, it could be anything, but I think for the relics, I think it is just like only uncommons and rares. But I'm not sure. I'm not actually sure about that. What were you gonna say though?
Like I said, like I said, I wouldn't be able to answer that question for you. At least not off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
There's just if you can get normals, I'm pretty sure you can. If you can get normals from the relic, then and you get this card, then it's like okay, whatever. It's just defend plus.
Right.
Is it nice to have some cards upgraded without having to waste a heal? Sure. If a fight goes long enough, is it nice basically having your entire deck, or at least half your deck, like upgraded? Sure. Would you rather have literally any other block card known to man for the Ironclad,
Yeah.
yeah. yeah, you would. Yeah,
Absolutely.
by a fucking mile.
It's just like, in general, what this card does is it just says, block for 5, on another card, block 3 more. Like,
or deal 3 more
3 more damage, right? Like, it's just, all this card says is 1 energy, 8. Like, that's what it says on it. For floors like 2, 3, or like 3 and 4, whatever. Like, that's what this card says. Like, it just says 1 energy, 8 on it, right?
Does it still hold a place in my heart? Yeah.
Oh, I agree. I think I can never forget what it did for me in Spire 1 with Searing Blow. It will always be special to me because of Searing Blow.
It'll always be funny. This it wants its buddy back so bad.
I hope that they bring it back for Act 4. They said that they're gonna add more cards to the character, so I want to see Searing Blow back, like possibly as like an ancient reward or something like that. Be sick. Make it a colorless. Make everybody be able to fucking play that shit. Be sick.
That'd be gross. That'd be gross.
Havoc.
This card, the more time goes on, the more this card grows on me. At the same time, in Act 1, not great.
If this is 0 cost, it'll let you cheat out a card.
So
but the question is that you're just going to be cheating out a card that you already would have drawn if this card wasn't in your deck. So
I was gonna say, here's how you look at Havoc. At least this is the way I look at Havoc. Do you have Headbutt? Do you have a card in your graveyard that costs 2 or more that you can play with Havoc for free?
Fat, greasy
if the answer to any of those questions, if the answer to those questions are, ironically, I'm playing Master Duel right now.
Okay. The answer to any of those questions is yes.
If the answer to all those questions is yes, then Havoc is cool. If the answer to literally any of those questions is no, this card is actual just fucking like. All right, maybe not.
Now
the answer to.
I would say D tier. You're getting caught up saying the same thing on repeat, by the way, bro.
Yeah, my bad. If the answer to like specifically is there a card in my graveyard that I can put on top for Havoc is yes, then it's whatever. If it's like a 1 cost, it's like whatever.
I would say that because in most cases you're just gonna be playing a strike and a defend. I'm honestly gonna put it beneath Bash. It's just kind of gonna play a strike and defend in most circumstances in Act 1, and I think that's why it sucks.
Yeah.
Ooh. This is just a good block card. I'm gonna put you at top of tier.
It's just gain 8 block. That's
draw 1
good
card
for Act 1.
Yep. Tremble. That's an A tier card. Really fun.
3 vulnerable.
I do think that it isn't. Actually, I don't know. I'd probably put it right there.
I could see this for Act 1. I could see this going a lot of places.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna put it there because you just play this once and you solved your elite. You play this once, you've solved your boss most of the time. Play this once, you've solved fights against really difficult, single enemies in Act 1, which I honestly am failing to think of. I guess like the ghost ship is one. But mainly this is for elites and this is for bosses. And I think it has a lot of good value there. You kind of don't need it technically if you're just trying to beat Act 1 and you want every card to be min-maxed and every card to have value and always give you a number. Don't pick the card. But that's honestly what this card is saying, is that every attack does 50% more damage, right? And that is really good if you are trying to burst down bosses. This is great against deer. If you want to try and kill the deer, it's great against soulfish. Want to kill the soulfish fast? It's great. Any big chunky enemy, this is really good against. It has really a couple of synergies. Oh, it's very good against statue for sure. It has a lot of good synergies with uncommon cards. So yeah, I think it's just overall a decent card. True Grit. True upgrade debt. Upgrade debt. John upgrade debt. Where are you, John upgrade debt? There you are.
This is the poster child for upgrade debt.
He's gonna go right next to his brother, but I'm thinking I'm gonna put him one higher.
Honestly, I'd still put him ahead against like. I'd still say it's
block.
It's better than headbutt.
I'd
still say it's better than headbutt. It's probably better than twin strike. Is it better than molten fist?
I would say so, because it can still exhaust like Beckon and infection and wounds and slimed and all that.
Ironically, I think we should probably move Perfected Strike a little closer to the bottom of the B. I think we're rating it a little too high still.
It's big damage. Really good for hallways.
I would put it next to Molten Fist then.
No, its value is just too good for the energy, I would say. Because most of the time, you're going to get Molten Fist and a Strike. You're not going to get Molten Fist with something that does 8 most of the time. Perfected Strike will do more. I don't know. Maybe I can see myself moving it down. But for right now, I'm going to leave it right there. And I will change it later on once we get a better feel for it. But yeah, I'm going to leave True Grit right there. It's just... Block is just always better than damage, but randomly exhausting a card is not great. However, you can just play your turn and then play True Grit, right? So that's the value of it. I guess with that in mind, I'm gonna leave it where it is. Oh, shit. Oopsies.
Does the block get increased when it's
yeah, it's upgraded? 10. Oh, it's 9, sorry. Excuse me. It's 9.
Yeah, because they nerfed it recently. Or not recently, but like when the first like beta patch went up.
Blood Wall.
I genuinely just love this card. Especially if there's a body slam in my deck.
This just so says funny. Block the elite's attack. That's what it says.
Pretty much. Yeah.
That's what it says. It says spin 2, block the elite's attack.
Lose 2 damage and nothing else.
It's really just
2 damage and nothing else.
It's really just blocking for 14. But who cares? So good. Good block number. You know, very strong. Commons are obviously going to be ranked really highly on this list because, again, it's Act 1. You're going to be taking these cards very often. Very good in Act 1. So many values in Act 1 are lower overall because you just started the game. So the 16 block is honestly just huge in there. But yeah, Bully. This is Anger, but on crack cocaine. So we're going to put Anger probably like right around here. I'm going to put it below Trimble, actually, because you still do need the vulnerable for it. I'm going to put it right there. It is really good. It's just 0 damage or 0 energy, deals little damage, yeah, of course. But you got that vulnerable, which you have a very easy chance of getting since you start with it, and then a lot of cards that you get can apply it. This card's damage will exponentially increase. It's very good for elite killing. Very good for Bygone Effigy. It's very good for fights like, you know, the slime fights or fights like the frog parasite, stuff like that.
This card scales so unbelievably fast.
Really, I actually think it scales kind of slower. It's a slow scaling card for me.
Well, because it gets the 2 additional and then a vulnerable applies.
Right. But
that's what I mean.
Still,
like it scales faster than you think it's going to.
Yeah. It's not, the numerical value on it is not indicative of its true damage because it will always get that 50% amp. So that's why it is such a very high value card. It will oftentimes be generating more damage than Cinder, but that's only if you have a lot of vulnerable, which you oftentimes really won't early on. Still though, it's a 0 cost card that it can snowball into insane damage against the boss and against elites. Spite is actually a pretty good card in Act 1. I don't hate this card.
No, it pairs well with like literally any single HP loss, cough breakthrough.
And also upgrading to increase the amount of hits is pretty cool. I'm probably going to put it like right around here-ish. I still don't like it more than True Grit because True Grit says block on it. Then again, maybe
This is
this is
what
just
Sword Boomerang
anger.
wants to be.
This is just anger, but slightly weaker.
This is what Sword Boomerang wants to be. So bad.
I think we'll put it there. I don't know. I don't really pick this card that often in Act 1. I probably should. It's honestly pretty good in Act 1 if you have HP loss synergies.
Yeah.
And otherwise it's just an anger, so I think I'll just leave it right here. We probably will end up moving Purge straight down. Whirlwind! It's probably
My Whirlwind, my beloved.
around there. I actually don't think it's as good.
It's
as
not
it
nearly as good
is-
as it was in Slay 1. It's not nearly as good as it was in Slay 1.
Of course not. But this does just say deal 8 to all if it's upgraded. Otherwise, it says 5 to all times the X. So if you're using all 3 energy, this card is better than Breakthrough. But 9 times out of 10, you're not doing that. But, you know, just because I'm just going to put it right next to Breakthrough, I think that those cards are very similar. Usually, you are still going to want to block. Now, if you are in an elite fight, like the Frog Parasite, and the Wrigglers are out, you got 24 damage on this, and you have like a Strength Pot or a Flex Pot, you pop that, you pop Whirlwind, you win. GG. Right? Like, there's a lot of ways that you can break this card. It's my favorite card on the Ironclad. Love this thing. So I'm just going to put an 8 here. It says all on it. Therefore, it's good. Ooh. Just going to put that next to Bully here. It's very strong. This card, you want to talk about snowballing? This definitely snowballs fast. really fast.
There's a funny card that pairs with this, which is basically every exhaust card.
Yeah, anything that says exhaust on it just immediately gives Ashen Strike value. And the upgrade for it is so big, dude. Having 4 for every exhaust, it's nuts. Very nuts. It does cost 1.
You played 1 Molten Fist.
Yeah.
This thing that is now your new Molten Fist.
Exactly.
If it's upgraded.
Exactly. Dismantle. Just good damage. Where are you at, Dismantle? Where are you at, buddy? Just good damage.
Yeah.
Probably with Bully. Say probably around there. Just as good as Bully is. Good at killing elites. Does more damage than Bully on average in Act 1. Does cost the 1 energy though. Hemokinesis, and we're just getting like all of the better attacks.
Yeah.
We're just kind of just sifting through all of the attacks that are just.
I was gonna say just
that card,
slam it,
but better.
Just slam it right next to. I almost said bloodletting. Fucking, its defensive cousin.
What, to blood wall? I don't know if I like it more than Dismantle.
No.
Oh, they buffed it again to go back to 20.
Yeah, it's +5.
I think I'll leave it there. I think that's fine. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I still would put it beneath Bloodwall, but still.
Oh well, yeah. No, you're right. You're right. Then again, it is 1 energy though. Actually,
It is 1 energy.
So I think I'm gonna leave it there. Pillage. I don't really like this card. It's kind of poop.
It's I honestly see. The only reason
It's what you said Pommel Strike was though. This is literally the example that you gave for Pommel Strike, except that it actually does it, like guaranteed. It guaranteed does what you said for Pommel Strike.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. Pommel Strike does 3 more damage though without upgrading it.
That's true, but this will draw more.
Theoretically.
Pommel Strike's upgraded than it's
On the worst case scenario, it's just a slightly worse Pommel Strike. On the best case scenario, you have Hellraiser and you go infinite.
Not exactly the easiest thing to do anymore, especially not in Act 1.
No, it's not. I was gonna say, especially not in Act 1. Maybe I'm just judging this card way too fucking harshly.
I'm putting in C tier because it is such a low value on it. But it's not lost on me that Pommel Strike is that much higher. I mean, the value is honestly not that great. I mean, I'm not really going to pick this for 6.
I think for Act
damage.
1 specifically, it is good. It is just 6 damage. It is just a.
But that's
a strike
anger
without the strike name.
Yeah, but that's anger, and anger costs 0. And it's common.
But it doesn't draw cards.
No, but I don't care about drawing cards in Act 1 most of the time. I just want to do damage and kill things.
Fair enough.
Slow scaling founder. We have Rampage. I don't know. It's not C tier, I'll tell you that. Probably.
I'm not gonna say anything because I'm not gonna lie. I don't like Rampage.
Upgrade is nutso on it. But I think it is just. The
smaller your deck is, the better. The smaller your deck is, the better. That's what I'll say about Rampage.
Mm-hmm. I'll just leave it there. I do like it more than those other 3 cards, but it can kill bosses for you, right? It can kill bosses for you. It's about all you can ask for.
It can annihilate elites for you.
Speaking of killing, how about you do it to the boss and also to yourself? You're dealing 5 damage twice, gaining 3 strength, but the enemy gains 1 strength. Upgraded, it does 6 damage and gains 4 strength.
Every single time I see this card, I think of that one time we played multiplayer together. Just you looked me dead in the eye and said, "Do you want me to kill you?"
Hey man, and you know what? We won that run, so we won it.
It was just so funny. There's no mercy. I was like, "Can I just kill you?"
Might kind of cut out a little bit there. The only issue that I have with this card is actually not even this. I don't really care about that. It's that. That's my problem with Fight Me. It's the fact that it says 2 energy on it. The enemy, I know a lot of people harp on the enemy gains 1 strength. Yeah, whatever. I don't really care. I have many fights in Act 1. You can just target the guy that you're already planning on killing and then doing Fight Me, and then you can just get it off, right? But I don't know. I mean, this helps out with elites. It helps out with like AoE fights because you can just play it on an AoE enemy, just kill that guy and move on. But the problem is that it costs 2, and that is a big cost. I honestly wouldn't mind it if they just raised this number to like 8, lowered this to 1, and then made this rare. I think that would be fine. But as it stands now, it's just kind of like if I see it, most of the time I'll pick it. But it's not something I'm looking for, right? It will definitely help me win runs. It can definitely help me scale to snowball and beat bosses. I mean, 3 strength, upgrade 4 strength is a lot for Act 1.
There's 2 ways to change this card. There's 2 ways to change this card. If they want to keep it uncommon, just make the upgrade, instead of gaining an extra strength, just make it cost 1 and keep the deal 6 damage twice.
That's 5 damage twice and upgraded.
No, I was saying upgraded.
Okay, so still, but leave the strength the same, like
leave the strength the same. Keep the upgrade damage and make it cost 1 less.
That's fair.
I think it's honestly really good. Because the gain 3 strength is already really, really good, especially if you have literally any multi-hitting attack in your deck, in your hand.
Yeah. Or anger, or any 0 cost attack like that, like bully or spite.
Yeah.
Spite. I mean, this goes crazy with spite if you have like bloodletting or hemokinesis or anything like that. This goes crazy with that. I don't like this card. I don't like it. This card just says play 2 strikes. The next one costs nothing. It's what it does. Even when upgraded, it's still just 2 upgraded strikes. The next one you play costs nothing. Who cares, bro? I don't. I don't want to add a card to my deck that is just 2 more strikes, but in 1 card. So what, bro? That's it's not moving me.
At the beginning of the act, this card is terrible. Anywhere past like floor, I want to say 6. Anything past floor 6 when you start to see elites, especially if you have a card like Fight Me, this card starts to gain value. It lets you play your Bash for free.
I mean, it does, but it's not actually free. I just get to play a Bash with like 12 more damage, which is like cool, but is that really what I want to be filling my deck with? Just playing another 2-cost card for the same amount of energy? Yes, it is. It's a slot in my deck. It is a slot in my deck.
Sorry, when I hear fill my deck with it, I'm thinking I want as much of this card in
no.
You take one of these, maybe.
It's yeah, you take one, but like what?
It's a one of.
But what card am I gonna get that it's cheating energy? It doesn't cheat energy for anything. The energy cost of 2 will always translate to another 2-cost attack unless it's like exactly bludgeon, or I think the only other one is Howl from Beyond. I think those are the only 2 cards that cost 3 that I can think of that are attacks.
Card's also hilarious if you Snecko it.
I guess Stomp as well, but like, what the fuck are you doing with Stomp and Howl from Beyond? And Mangle, but like, you're not gonna see Mangle anyway. I just
is hilarious. Snecko it.
Yeah, with Snecko Oil and with Snecko Eye and with the fake Snecko Eye, it's just great. If you have I guess that's kind of like probably the world's saddest if you this card. But like, still, I think it's in C tier. I don't really like this card much at all. I see the value of it, but in reality, I'm just looking for a higher value card. This card, however, that's the complete opposite. This card fucking rocks.
This is the only source of weak in your entire card pool. Ignoring colorless cards.
That's how I'm gonna put it. This shit's so fucking gas. It's upgrade that. Who gives a fucking shit? Who gives a shit?
I hated this card until I realized it's literally his only form of weak.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Also, because I think the old, like, before the major update and like a couple of beta patches, I think the reason why I hate it is because it was only when you upgraded it only gave you 1 extra vulnerable and not an extra weak. And
no, it's always been 2. It's always been 2.
What am I thinking of?
I don't know.
There's a card that
this card is the exact same from Slay the Spire 1 to Slay the Spire 2.
Huh. I did not know that.
Well, you know, the more you know.
Now I just want to know the card I was thinking about.
Oh,
yeah, no, this is.
Do you like this one?
Just deals good damage.
Uh-oh, you paused. Do you like this one or no?
This card is either the funniest shit you've ever played or the biggest piece of dog shit.
It's an upgrade of 10, bro. It's an upgrade of 10.
It is.
This is an Act 1 destroyer.
It is.
I'm actually gonna put it in this.
I don't know. until you hit a multi-fight, and then this card just looks at it.
Yeah. But upgraded. That's like a fourth of a boss's health bar.
That's what it is. And literally any form of vulnerable, including Bash. If you play Bash on turn 1 and this card is in turn 2, this card's hilarious.
This is like, I see it in Act 1 and I'm just like, yoink.
I also see an Act 1 and go yoink, just because I'm here for the funny. So here's the real question. In Act 1 specifically, what's a bigger upgrade dead? This card or fucking True Grit?
I don't need a True Grit if I can kill the enemy.
Fair enough. Honestly, I can't argue with that logic.
Right, like in Act 1, like there's like 2 enemies that
That's
got more than
why-
40 HP, right?
That sentence right there explains exactly how I play the Spire and why I suck ass. Anyways.
Oh, this is a card that you like. It's got an upgrade value of 5. It says 3 on it, but the 21 is just a little too low to kill everything at one shot. You know what actually does more damage for 3 energy that is also AoE?
So here's the thing.
game.
Here's the thing, right?
I'm listening.
If somehow you can give vulnerable to, like, enough vulnerable to everybody, somehow this card's fantastic. However, I would also like to point out that in this pool, that would literally mean playing 2 what's it called? Thunderclaps.
Mm-hmm.
And then this card, which 1 Thunderclap upgraded is better than this card. I am aware. Here's the thing. I am aware how abysmally dog shit. I would honestly put it in Z, to be honest with you, because you would just need exhaust in order to make this card even bearable.
I think I
This
genuinely
card-
do. I disagree, because I do think that even though I hate it, it can actually like one-shot some of the hallways.
Some.
Yeah,
If this card-
some.
Here's the thing. If they made this card rare and just made this AoE bombardment, I would say this card is fantastic.
Yeah, but it should not upgrade to 21. What it should do is that it should be written exactly like this, and then the upgrade says exhaust on it. That's what I would do for it to be a rare. Or just make that the fucking card. Just make that the card. Don't upgrade by 5. That's sexy. It's cute. Just make it exhaust. That's what you should fucking do. Make it exhaust on upgrade. Problem solved, bro.
Like I said, I love this card. I am painfully aware how abysmally dog shit it is, though. The only thing I'll say is that once you are like late game and you've exhausted all the other cards that you don't want to exhaust, this card is a fantastic target. Same with Anger.
That's true,
Just
but
because
then
Anger makes sure you always have shit to exhaust.
that's true, but then I would just rather not have it.
Exactly.
Now this one goes in C. I hate this card. I hate this card. This card is so fucking aggravating. It has okay synergies with 0 cost attacks like Bully or with Anger, but here's the problem. This card says, draw 4 attacks to play me for free. Draw 3 attacks to play me. Draw 2 attacks, and you don't get to do shit. That's what this card says. And it fucking sucks. Oh, fuck. Where's it?
Here's the thing. Normally, a card that says attack all enemies is usually really, really fucking good.
Oh, yeah.
And a card that says cost 1 less for each attack played this turn, and you would think, holy shit, this card's insane.
But in practice,
I'd rather just take a whirlwind and upgrade it.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, whirlwind is just better unupgraded.
I would rather just take a breakthrough and upgrade it. I'd rather just take a howl and take another exhaust card.
Yeah.
Literally, for somehow with the Watcher gone, and Ironclad is now the de facto punch guy in face character. Somehow, a card that does literally everything that you would want is abysmal dog shit.
Yeah, I think
I don't
another
understand.
issue I think another issue with these AoE cards like Stomp and Howl is that their values are just innately lower than Whirlwinds. Howl's is higher unupgraded, but then upgraded, it's lower. This card is just always lower.
And
Upgraded, it matches unupgraded Whirlwind, right? Like, it's crazy.
Here's the other issue with Stomp specifically, though. Howl has innate value because it has exhaust symmetry. Regardless. It's the same thing as drawing a curse. It's like, you see it, you're like, fuck, I'm just gonna exhaust it.
Mm-hmm.
And you get benefit for doing that.
Yeah.
Like, Stomp is, you get value for being aggressive. And theoretically, they should be on par with each other. Until you realize that Howl does more damage, is the same rarity, and upgrades to +5, dealing 21 to everything.
Yeah, this is just a +3.
This is just a +3. It starts at 12. It costs 3 and says you need to play every single attack or you have to waste energy on me.
So yeah, that's a good reason why it would be in the C tier. Now, Battle Trance, same thing as Bloodletting. I don't want to put it too high. I do like it more than Bloodletting because I'll get to choose what I want to spend my energy on. So I am going to put it probably around here, but Bloodletting I'm keeping down there just because in general, just being able to play the one extra card, I don't really care, but seeing more cards is different. It'll let me get to my bash again. It'll let me do other things again. Let me play AoEs, but yeah, I'm just going to leave it in A tier.
Here's my take. What floor on Act 1? If we're including Meow, so floor 2 and upwards.
Mm.
What's the absolute lowest you will take a Battle Trance?
Depending on my starting bonus, floor 2.
Let's say you get abysmal dog shit for your Meow bonus, then what?
Floor 3. If I have one good attack or one good defense, basically just anything that's strike plus fight, defend plus, I will take a Battle Trance. Yeah.
So your second fight?
Yeah.
Throughout the entire game.
Yeah.
Here's my take. The second I see a Battle Trance in Act 1, it's already in my deck.
That's fair.
No matter what. Like, if my Niao bonus is absolute dog shit or the best thing I've ever seen in my goddamn life, the second I see a Battle Trance, it goes into my deck. And again, this used to be a card I hated.
Why?
I used to hate. I don't know why. I honestly don't know why.
+2 for 0.
I think it's just because it stops me from drawing additional cards, and then I realized, wait, I play fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic the Gathering. There's literally cards that do that, like, prevent, like, me from drawing additional cards and, like, searching my deck. It's like, yeah, but I always get around that by throwing shit into my graveyard, or, like, if a card says you can't add it to your hand, cool, I'll just summon it from the deck. Just straight onto the field. Screw you. There's and I'm looking at Battle Trance, like, I am looking at it with the same mentality as that. It's like, why would I never add this to my deck?
I think you always
Why
take
is this
one.
card?
But I don't think you always take a Bloodletting.
I always think of this in Yu-Gi-Oh terms, because in Yu-Gi-Oh everything is 0 minus your normal summon. You only have one of those. That's like literally your only like restriction. Everything else is the world is your oyster.
Right.
So a card that would say like it costs nothing because it would be a spell card in Yu-Gi-Oh example. Draw 3 cards. You can't draw any additional cards in this turn. This would be a 3 of in every single deck. This card would be banned. It would be right next to Pot of Greed.
Well, yeah. Yeah. But we're talking about Slay the Spire, and I feel like we should probably get back to talking about Slay the Spire. I get the analogy.
But I'm saying,
yeah.
I'm saying from like my mentality of
Right,
my
yeah.
trading card game background.
It's just +2, right? In card advantage, +2. We don't care. Rage. Rage is pretty good.
Did you just skip right past Did you just really skip right past Demonic Fields?
Yeah, it's multiplayer.
You don't want to rank multiplayer?
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I'm not ranking it.
Alright.
Rage. Also, I don't even think it's on the list.
Is it
So, no, I don't think so.
Alright, fair enough though.
Yeah, I'm putting it in B tier. This card will let you just basically it's just defends, but you get to play attacks. You get to play strikes. You get to play, you know, AOE's.
This card is supposed to be aggressive.
Definitely has more value than any of the cards below it because it just has block on it. Probably not nearly as good as Shrug It Off, but then again, what is Burning Pact? This is a worse card in Act 1. I think that this card in Act 1 is honestly not as good as it is later on. It's 1 energy for a +1 to your card draw, not +2 upgrade. It is +2, but yeah, it's
a card that you didn't want to see anyway out of your deck.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna put it.
Like the draw 2 has inherent value. The exhaust 1 has inherent value. It's hard to argue against it, but at the same time, it's hard to argue for it, and I think that's the definition of B.
And also, there's just a better version of it for draw in
There's also
in
a
Battle
better
Trance.
version of it.
So this is gonna be around the tier list, but it is uncommon in the what the fuck? But it is uncommon now because they changed it, and yeah, I'm just gonna. This will win every single boss. It will win every hallway. It will win every elite. It is the ultimate block card. This should not be a uncommon. I don't know why. I mean, they did it to make vulnerable decks easier to build, but like genuinely, this card is like so unbelievably broken that it basically just says apparition, gain 1 intangible. That's basically what this fucking card says. That's how powerful the 50% cut is.
To anyone saying this man is speaking dog shit and thinking that like this card is perfect, blah blah blah, I want you to think I need you to genuinely deep down in your heart tell me, is this card worse than Blockade? The answer is no. Arguably, this card is better than Blockade.
Barricade?
Barricade, sorry.
Yeah. No, this card's way better than Barricade. Barricade fucking sucks compared to this shit.
Like, they should have dropped Barricade to uncommon to make block decks better.
I would agree, but I think their goal was for vulnerable.
I understand what their goal was. Their goal was misguided.
I think Dominate is not exactly S tier because you have to consider that this is Act 1. You don't have as much access to vulnerable. Do you still think it's better than like most of these? I'm probably just gonna put it right around here-ish.
You upgrade it, it gives you 2 strength for the rest of combat, and that's cool. And that's just kind of where I'm gonna leave that.
You know, honestly, I'm gonna lower it because the 2 strength isn't really super duper important unless you can spam it or unless you can get a lot of vulnerable, which is kind of harder to do in Act 1. I'm just gonna, you know, honestly, no, I'll leave it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, honestly, I think it takes Bloodletting's place. I think it takes its place as the Doorkeeper.
Drum of Battle, draw 2. Whenever this card is exhausted, gain 2 energy. It's just kind of, I don't know. Same thing as, I don't care. Just +1 for 1 energy. Yeah. I
mean, they do pair with each other.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's a sick ass combo for sure.
They are cousins. They know each other very well.
Not as good as it is later, because you have less cards to do the stuff with, right? I still think that it's probably A tier still.
It is still innately gain 8 block in Act 1.
And then you can just grab Exhaust. A lot of cards say Exhaust on it. I think I'll probably put it around.
There's a lot of common cards that say Exhaust on. Well, no. common, but uncommon cards that say exhaust, and there are a couple in common that say exhaust. So this card will still see the one gain 16 block unupgraded because you just can. Like, no matter what, that will always have innate value.
Right there. This card's kind of poop. In it.
Yeah.
Just put it like right there.
Yeah.
You have to. It's basically the same thing as bloodletting, except that it has a harder restriction, and it still takes up one card in your hand.
Now you're negative, and you. Sorry, no, so you would have to have a card that exhausts. Exhaust the card that you may or may not have wanted to play, and then you play this. You're going -3, and now you only have 2 cards in your hand. If one of those 2 cards is, a Battle Fader, or what the fuck am I talking about? Is a Battle Trance.
Then sure, but like the odds of that are very low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so you're relying on a 4-card combo, 2 cards being minimum 2 cards being uncommon in Act 1. No, the bloodletting is just
that, but better.
In Act 1 is just better than this card in every way because it costs 0, it adds 2 energy, and it costs you 3 life. Whirlwind users rejoice.
Put it right there. Infernal Blade, just the most mid of mid for attacks. Can high roll, can also be shit. Second win, not as good. Gonna kind of try and rapid fire because the video is an hour and a half long now. Second one, not as good in Act 1. Can get rid of Beckon, can get rid of wounds, can get rid of slime, can get rid of infestation. Very solid block card, very strong block card. I think it's around the same spot as True Grit. A problem is that you do need more cards in your hand to take advantage of it, and oftentimes you won't. I am going to put it a little bit lower, but just know that it is a really good block card, just not in
Good
Act
panic
1.
button.
This card, though, this card is good in every act. I'm just going to go ahead and put that probably like right around.
It says don't take damage and make sure that the enemy will take more damage. Why are you not taking this all the time?
Exactly. Expect to fight, gain energy for each attack in your hand. You cannot gain additional energy this turn. You don't have a handful of attacks usually in Act 1. You have more likelihood of having more attacks than defends because you start with a strike and a bash over what most characters normally start with. So I guess it has value there, but it needs upgrade for it to have any source of value gain because the upgrade will lower it from 2 to 1. In general, this card is just pretty shit. I would just put it down here. I don't see the value of it in Act 1. Flame Barrier.
It's niche as hell.
Flame Barrier is high value. Honestly, probably just going straight up there with the AoEs that are goated. This will solve you the fight against the eels. It will solve you the fight against Phantom. It will solve you lots of different little scenarios. It's really good against the deer for the ringing phase. A lot of good value for this card. I don't think it's S tier because it doesn't just like win fights by itself always, but it's close to
fights, it. But it almost guarantees you in a multi-fight or in like a single high in a multi-fight specifically. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it won't win you the fight immediately, but it'll put you in really, really good standing.
I think Feel No Pain is actually kind of poop in Act 1.
You
don't have a lot of you don't have a lot of exhausts. You probably haven't been offered any yet. It's hard to get this thing going. Act 1, I think I'm just gonna leave it there.
It's also another common in Act 1.
It is. That's true. Yeah. It's hard to come across it. Yeah.
Would there be literally any other uncommon that you would want to see than this card in Act 1? The answer is yes, 100%.
Unless it's like prepare to fight.
Yeah, like unless you somehow got like Stoke or something in your hand, then yeah. I love this card.
This card will win you the game in every hallway, in every AoE fight. It will win you the game in most bosses. It literally just says, I will kill the enemies no matter what eventually, if I just exist. It is the strongest AoE.
Yourself, you'll win.
It is the strongest AoE that the Clad has access to in the entire game for Act 1. It's fucking ridiculous.
If you have breakthrough this with this card, you've already won.
I'm gonna leave it there. Inflame kind of better in Act 1 than it is in Act 2 and 3. The 2 strength is pretty strong. I can honestly see it going all the way up to here. Very good value, but do you want to spend 1 energy on it? Typically, no, but in Act 1, it has a lot of great usages. It's not as good as Dominate, obviously, but still.
In Act 1 specifically, if you got an early elite and you have got this card and you have Permafrost, then you take this all the time.
Very specific scenario, but yes, that is.
It's a very specific scenario. And that's about it. If you have Mummified Hand as well, but that's just any power in general. And so is Permafrost. Rupture is just good.
Probably just there. It still is set up. It's not immediate value. It's boss answer. It can be an answer for elites, but not always. This is mainly just for bosses. It does bosses really well. But yeah, I'm just gonna leave it there. Stone armor, fucking phenomenal. Fucking phenomenal in Act 1. Phenomenal. And put this right up here with Taunt. I think it's better than all of these other block cards. Fuck those block cards. This has 4 plating. This has 6 plating. 6 plating is crazy. 6 to 5 to 4 to 3 to 2 to 1 is nuts. You get 2 of this card, which you probably won't, but let's just say that you do. Let's play pretend. This card is cracked. You get this card and you get Eternal Armor. This card is cracked. You get this card and you get any sort of block on residual turns like any of the Boat Relics or with Gorgets. This card is cracked. Anything of that nature, this card is broken as fuck. So good. It lets you play it once and then you have block for a few turns. And in Act 1, where every single energy counts so much, you want to get as much value out of that energy as you can. I mean, there's just nothing better than it. I think it is worse than the other 2 premium block options, not counting Colossus, because obviously, and Taunt and Flame Barrier, but I do think it sits there. I think it is better than Evil Eye, better than Blood Ball. I love Stone Armor. If you haven't started taking this card, start taking this card. It will win you runs. It genuinely will. And if you start taking one, the first one's always the hardest to take. Once you take it, you can start taking the second, then the third, then the fourth, and the fifth. Vicious, kind of poop in Act 1.
It's so funny because when the game very first came out, I think you hated that card.
I did hate Stone Armor, and then I got good.
I got good.
Yeah. So moving on from Stone Armor, Vicious. It's kind of poop in Act 1. I'm gonna put it
really funny
here.
It's really funny if you pair it with Thunderclap. It's so funny.
I'm gonna put it here. It's kind of like Expect to Fight, except for draw. It's like, I don't need it. And most of the time, I'm not gonna get value out of it. And it's also upgrade debt as well. It's just, I don't know, like, do I have the energy more often than not to play the cards that's gonna draw me? Most likely not. So just gonna leave it there. It's also a power. It's like Feel No Pain, whatever. It's not, you don't need this in Act 1. In Act 1, this isn't gonna solve you a fight. Stampede, this will solve you a fight. It's upgrade debt for sure. 2 energy is very painful when there's no innate value on the card printed right away when you play it. Now, its effect does trigger the turn that you play it, or at the end of the turn you play it. But you do need to upgrade this card. I am just going to slide this kind of... I don't know, man. Maybe... Oh, what the fuck? We got a bug in here. There's always bugs in my damn house. But yeah, I think I'll just slide it probably... probably right next to Inflame. You know, because it does let you play attacks for 1 turn. It does let you cheat out attacks.
I will say this, it is immediate value because it is it's active the turn you play it.
Right, but in order to make it in order for it to have immediate value for the place of taking a card in your draw pile, it is still -1 because the card that you would have drawn, you would have played it. Whereas this is just playing a card that you already drew. So it's technically still -1. It is until the next turn that it really gains the advantage of it. Even still, I think it's around the same power level as Inflame. Just a power that gives you offense, very strong. Not quite as good as Rupture though, I would say. This is really hard. It's really hard to play in Act 1. very difficult to play in Act 1. You don't have a lot of exhaust in Act 1. If you get it, it's an S tier card. But you're probably not gonna get that. Maybe towards the end.
Act 1.
Maybe towards the end. But because of that, I'm gonna put it here below the other two. That just feels weird. I'm gonna put it right here. And the reason it's not an S tier is because, again, you have to have the ability to exhaust. Luckily, you start with one. You start with one exhaust right off the bat, which is Dissenter's Bane. So you got one figured out. Now you just need to get cards that say exhaust, 2 more cards that say exhaust on them. Preferably more than that.
It might also just because I'm a little bit in a bad mood, but like I'm gonna be so real.
Mm-hmm.
I think A is like really got the tint on those the rose tint on those glasses heavy. At least in Act 1 specifically. Act 1 specifically.
When slime exhausts, when you have so many different cards in his little archetype or in his card pool that can exhaust, when you start with one exhaust off the bat with a Cinder's Bane, you think A is too much? I don't know. I don't know if that's true. Am I taking this floor 2,
right,
floor 3, floor 4?
One or two fights. But those are 1 or 2 fights.
Right. But you pick this speculatively. You pick this and then you're like, okay, now I go to shops. Now I do a bunch of combats until I see it. It's a curse, yeah. But once you get the condition filled, this is like an S tier card. So I think that's why it's an A. I'm not going to put it lower than B, or I'm not going to put it in B because it's like 4 times better than every card in B. Like it's 4 times better. And there's a lot of times where you will just start off with more exhaust than normal from the OWL bonuses. Right?
I think this is where I'm just going to sit here and say this is your tier list.
That's fine. I think if we didn't have a Cinder's Bane to start, I would put it lower. But you are always guaranteed 1 off the bat. I think that's why I have it higher. Also, most of the combats in the Overgrowth will give you slimes. In the Underdogs, not so much. But in the Overgrowth, you do have access to slimes, which will also count as exhausts. So a lot of different values you can use to generate value from this card. And that's why I like it. So this one is tough. Because, you know, in honesty, it's just it's just breakthrough, right? Now, if you have strength, it's better than breakthrough. And if Vajra
in this game is a common relic.
It was common in Slay the Spire 1.
I thought it was uncommon.
No. In fact, the ninja relics, which are rares in this game, were uncommon in Slay the Spire 1.
They're rares in this game? That's so
well, they're rares because they're fucking broken as fuck.
They are broken.
Yeah. Conflagration, I'm gonna put lower than Whirlwind. I guess I could put it. Now I'll put it lower than Whirlwind, put it lower than Breakthrough, and lower than Paxton. The reason being, strength is not guaranteed in Act 1.
No,
you don't always have access to it.
It's a lot harder to get than exhaust. It's a lot harder to get than
Exactly. And even with strength, you need a fucking lot of strength to make it deal more damage than Paxton. Like, you need a lot of strength.
There is the one caveat that, like, if you won the lottery and this is like floor 2, floor 3, and you somehow get this and Fight Me,
then yeah.
Congratulations, you've won Act 1. Have fun.
But yeah, I think it being an A tier because you still need that strength is fair.
It still has the inherent value of being a multi-hit that scales immensely with strength.
Yeah.
And its upgrade just makes it so you hit an additional time.
There's no reason on this planet that anyone that gets offered feed in Act 1 does not take it. Doesn't matter where in the run. Even if it's the final boss, this is still an S tier card. I know it's just, how good is it in Act 1? Doesn't fucking matter, bro. You know how good it is in Act 1? It's good enough that it's 1 energy, 10 damage, and then the rest of the run, you're fucking fat. You're huge. You can dine at the Heart Attack Grill for free.
I'm just gonna say in Act 1, if you get this with Meow, I want your account.
Yeah, you can farm. You're just farming. You're feasting.
You're going to get to the boss, and you're gonna go, oh man, I need to heal, and then you're gonna look at your health bar, and you're gonna wonder, oh man, like what the hell? Why am I at like 70 HP? And then you realize it's because you have like 120 max HP now, because you're getting off.
Because you've been feeding, and you've been feeding on all of those AoE fights that are smaller. Like, this card's so good in Act 1. Granted, is a rare card. I have personally never gotten this in Act 1. I haven't gotten lucky enough to get that. But when I do, oh boy, it's fantastic.
I don't think I have either. I'm trying to think really hard. I don't think so. I don't think I have though.
This is the weirdest fucking card ever. It's funny, but it's so weird. It's just a worse Twin Strike in hallways. Elites, it might be better than a Twin Strike, except not even. In bosses is where it's better.
I'm going to hard disagree.
No. Okay, I'll fight you on this. Let's do it.
So you know what this card is?
Go ahead.
I need you to take Rampage and Twin Strike and staple them together.
Yeah, it's great, but its value is lower than both of those off the start. It's 8. It's 8. It's also exhaust. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. But then the value of the earlier floors.
And then it's getting strikes out of your hand.
Yeah, that's cool. That is cool. But for the early fights, I don't know if that's necessarily like the thing that I'm looking for right now. Like in hallways, in just hallways, is this worse than a Twin Strike? Yes. In Act 1, yes, it is. In Elites, there is a huge argument because you don't cycle your deck often in Elites. So there's a high chance that this is also worse in Elites. In bosses...
You don't cycle your deck often in Elites?
You might cycle it once or twice. Rarely is it twice. Rarely. Usually it's once. And if you cycle it once...
Maybe I'm just putting way too much value into card draw in Act 1. I don't know.
Very rarely are you going to be cycling more than like once or twice. And on the second go around, it's better than Twin Strike, but I don't know. I don't think it makes up for it. I think it's just, I mean, I could see it right here just because it is better Rampage against bosses, but I'm not going to put it higher because like it's so much worse than all these other cards in hallways. Like it's even worse than Hell from Beyond in hallways. Like genuinely. Like this, just 8 for 1 energy is just really bad. That's really bad. That's worse than Molten Fist. Like, come on. And then also, I still
think if you get this card, you immediately go into an exhaust build, and you just have a really fun time.
That's fine. I mean, I don't disagree with that, but like, Molten Fist would do the same thing in hallways. You know what I'm looking at just the value of the card.
This is also my mentality, just because I also just take a lot of elites because I'm greedy.
Yeah, and in elites, this card isn't necessarily that great. Like in elites, I would say like Cinder, fucking even Perfected Strike, Anger, Uppercut,
the longer a fight is, this card sees.
This card is like,
I do agree.
Poop against Skulking Colony. This card is like poop against the Frog Parasite because your deck is filled, so you just never get to draw back into it. This card is poop against Verdanus because you just have to kill as quickly as possible. You do not cycle your deck. You might cycle it like once, and you might draw it once. Like you might get one more turn after you cycle. You are trying to murder as quickly as possible. Same with Bygone Effigy. This card, you don't want to play this against it. You want to just fucking kill that guy. You want a big beefy attack. Like, my problem is this thing is too slow and too awkward. If it started at a higher number, sure, but it doesn't, and I think that's the problem with it. Also, it's the same art as Pommel from the first game, and Pommel was cooler, okay? Pommel was way cooler than this card. Fuck this card. Anyway, this card... It is... good. Very good neck. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it's worse than any of those cards. I am going to sit here and say that it might not be better than Cinder or Uppercut because you do have to exhaust, and you have to exhaust 3 cards for it to do more damage than Cinder. You have to exhaust 2 cards for it to do more damage than Uppercut, and it costs 2. If you upgrade it, then I'll we're talking. But it's just, it's so much like energy cost to hit one guy while also getting rid of cards, like, which is it's not a bad thing, but you kind of also need to block, right? So I think this card isn't necessarily that good. It's kind of just Cinder, but you have to hit 3 targets to be better than Cinder. So I guess maybe I'll put it higher just because you have the chance to do more. But I think I'm just gonna leave it below Uppercut because it doesn't generate any block for you at all, none whatsoever.
It also is like, unless you're in a multi-fight, the end the fight button.
It can be.
If you have like a battle trance or something, especially.
Yeah, if you have draw, then this card's like super cracked. But in general, it'll just perform kind of similarly to Cinder in most fights.
Again, it is a card that you're probably gonna get from Niao if like we're looking at rares that way. Like, so it's all the rares are going to probably form how you play your deck. And maybe that's how the lens I need to look at this now.
Yeah. Terra Sunder, it's what Thrash wants to be. Shit in hallways. Pretty solid in elites. Like it can build up faster than Thrash. In bosses though, this is a boss destroyer. This will annihilate the boss. But I think that it is worse because it's only really good in bosses. So I'm actually going to lower it to right here because its true value is genuinely against one fight, and that is the boss at the end of the map.
Not true. There is the knights with the Houndmaster who can hit you 9 times.
Multi-hit enemies, this card is good. But like those are fringe examples. In most hallways, you're not gonna get a lot of value out of this.
You're not gonna get a lot of value out of it, but you will see you will see the funniest number. That's what I'm saying. Like you will have the most fun with this card. In those fringe scenarios. And it will be funny.
This is probably my favorite new Ironclad card. I just love it so fucking much. It's won me so many runs in Act 3. But we're talking about Act 1. Fuck this card.
This card is fantastic in multiplayer.
Yeah, if you have more energy. That's the main thing.
But this is not not even if you have more energy. It just if someone needs to live.
I mean, yeah, but that's their fault. It's good in multiplayer. Like, I'm not going to dissuade you. I'm just saying there are better ways to do what you want to do with Mangle in most scenarios, except for, again, like you said, in multiplayer. But like in multiplayer, you should be able to block for fucking 10.
But what I was about to say is, before this happened, but this is not a multiplayer tier list. This is an Act 1 tier list.
That's true. That's true. Now, it is an upgrade of 10, which is crazy. But that upgrade of 10 does not lower its cost from 3. So, yeah, no, this card fucking sucks. It is a Hemokinesis that cost 3.
This card is twofold. It's not only upgrade in Act 1's, it's not only upgrade debt, but it's event Gamba. Because you're hoping that if you get this card, you're hoping to God that you see the Snecko Forge event.
Or you get Snecko in like Act 2, or you get like an energy relic or like some bullshit like that, right?
Yeah. Or you pray to God that you have enough gold to get the card that says replay 3 times and.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah.
It hits this.
I mean, this is pretty good against Phantom, I guess. But,
you're hoping
no, it's not, actually.
No.
No, it's not. You're hoping for so many fringe things to happen. Can you make this card good? I think that's what boils down to this. Can you make this card good? Yes. Is that going to happen in Act 1? Absolutely not. You are dreaming.
Yeah, I think you have to jump through a lot of hoops just to make it good, and at that point, you probably shouldn't have added it to your deck. Yelvis, what's up, man?
What's up?
God damn, you're way quieter than Patrick. Hold tight for me.
Like the
To be
video
fair-
comes out, it's just like me, like it's just like the Charlie Brown
Jump scare.
grandma, like that. It's just like talking in the back, like wah 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 wah.
You hit me like a Family Guy, event.
Oh man, this reminds me of the time that I was really quiet on Holden's Twitch stream.
You remember that time I raided this guy's stream for no reason?
Okay, what were you saying? I got it fixed now.
I mean, cards that require you to already like have a good deck in order to pick them up, like have a way to play this, is like gonna innately be a lot worse than something like a Pummel Strike. That's just always gonna be good no matter what. So it's just kind of hard. It's just kind of hard to justify ever taking this unless it's like you have Snecko's Eye, you have like energy, you have cost manipulation. Just it's rough for Mangle. Because like I want to like it. Because yeah, what's up?
Can I just put what you're saying to bed immediately? What would you rather have? 1 Mangle or 3 Iron Waves?
Bro, but Mangle's like one card. It says -10 strength. That's crazy.
I mean, listen.
Yeah, but
upgrade if it came green, maybe. Maybe
15 strength is crazy. Just
maybe
yeah.
I'd pick it up in Act 1. Maybe.
if I got this card and there was a floor 3 campfire, maybe.
Not even then, I wouldn't want to pick it up. I'd only grab it if it was green. Like genuinely. It's like the only time I'd grab it.
like I said earlier, you get this card and you're hoping for so many fringe things to happen that probably aren't going to happen.
if you get this card and somehow find that like event that like lets you like every turn it like manipulates the cost from like 0
yes,
to 3.
the Snecko, yeah.
Oh, is that what it is?
Snecko,
Okay,
that's
okay,
what I'm
okay.
talking about.
So I don't know why at least a Snecko event. I thought you were talking about fake merchant and buying the bad Snecko.
No. I mean, you could. I mean, that's to be fair, you are giving it an extra point. That's another thing that could happen in Act 1. You get the fake merchant and get fake Snecko Eye.
I guess on
Brand
the opposite end of the spectrum
is
yeah,
just
Brand.
inflame, but better, but still worse than dominate and worse than rupture. Pairs well with rupture, but like
It is another form of exhaust.
yeah, it is. So I'm gonna put it below dominate and below rupture.
It is kind of it does sort of. It's not really upgrade that, but like it is nice to have that go from 1 to 2 strength.
Yeah,
So-
you really do want the upgrade
Like,
for 2
yeah,
strength.
the 2 strength can just straight
Yeah.
up like when you run
You-
versus the 1.
You
Like-
get this card from Niao and you immediately run to a campfire.
Cascade. This card fucking sucks in Act 1. The fuck am I playing?
Bro,
Strikes and
I'm gonna
defense?
play more strikes
Like-
and defense. bro.
Like what? This is just Havoc's ugly brother. I mean, I'd probably put it at the top of C because like once you get more cards, yeah, it could cheat out a few cool stuff, but like
I can
in
play
general,
Barricade for free.
it's
Oh
like
my God.
whatever. Why do you have Barricade in Act 1 with Cascade? How did you do that? How did you get 2 rare cards?
They call
My
me.
dude's got a curated
They
one.
call me John
Curated.
Spire.
I want to know what
Yeah.
goblin you bribed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're just gonna put this in S and call it a day, right?
All right.
It
so
literally
next-
wins every hallway. And in every
Yeah, I
boss,
mean,
it jump starts you. And in elites, it can win elites too. But whenever I said S tier doesn't have to be good in every fight, well, this is good in every fight, but also wins every fight. And mostly it wins hallways. That's the thing. You look at a hallway and you're like, do I want to take 6 or do I know I can block everything? That's what you ask yourself whenever you look at offering.
You have an offering, and you have a whirlwind, and suddenly all the enemies are dead, and you're moving to the next enemy fight, and then you're doing it again.
I don't know if it's
I mean,
the best in
you-
Act 1 though. I think I do
you-
like Inferno and Colossus more. but I am
I
going to put
definitely
it
like
right
it more
there.
than I definitely like feed more than it. Honestly, though, that's kind of like
It depends
Yeah,
on when you
Inferno
get
is
feed.
one.
It depends on when you get
Such
feed.
a crazy card. Like I don't think you can put that above Inferno. Like Inferno just turns every HP card to
Yeah, Inferno is like
God's
the
gift
Act 1
till you're
Slayer.
you.
Yeah.
And then even in Act 2 and Act 3, it's just like it just snowballs so fast because like you just build around it. So yeah.
Oh my god. You want to talk about great Act 1 value? This card is great Act 1 value. This is
Oh yeah.
Hemokinesis, but for
I
free.
still the
It is
speedrun where
card
this guy
negative,
gets
though.
Primal Force off a transform off Meow is like
yes,
still relives rent
it's
free in my
so
head.
funny.
I'm just gonna
Big
put it right here. It's just
So,
free damage, but you have to have other attacks in your hand. That's the drawback from
Also,
this card.
the upgrade is like crazy though. I mean, it turns every like
It's +4,
attack
yeah.
into yeah.
I love this card just because I get it all the time from Niao. I honestly don't know how, but it's just so funny when you get it in Act 1.
It's a great transform. You see it and you're just happy. You know, you
Yeah.
just warms the soul.
Well, this basically
my-
turns every
my-
strike into an actual decent attack. So.
My one critique of this card is that every time you play a big rock, it doesn't play with a bonk sound effect.
I also just wish that
Sure.
they exhausted, but like I get it. That would make it
Well,
too
then
good,
it's just
I guess.
then it's just too crazy because now suddenly you're deck thinning and you're doing decent damage. It's like okay.
Well, here's the thing I would like with Primal Force. I would like Primal Force itself to exhaust.
Yeah, either of those would be fantastic, but Primal
It
Force
would be
exhausting
really
would be
funny
the
if
most
there was
normal one.
like an interaction where like if you transformed a giant rock into a giant rock, it was like gianter rock or something. Or
Bigger
even
rock.
Oh
bigger.
yeah,
Boulder.
yeah. Boulder
Obviously, that'd
and
be too
then
stupid,
bigger
but, like-
boulder. Yeah, no, I think that'd
Yeah.
be fun.
It'd just be fun.
It's
'cause,
like
I think-
it's big rock to
like,
boulder.
if you're
to
on like
asteroid.
turn 10 and you get there, like I think you deserve something silly. Like
This is just Cascade, but slightly worse.
everybody else wants this except for
But-
this guy.
But Mr. Streamer, it lets me play 2 rock.
It lets me play double bash. Woo!
Bro, and it upgraded, you get to play 2 attacks.
Now, granted, Now, I was gonna say you could play 2 bludgeons, but you don't have the energy for that most of the time. So yeah, never mind. We'll just move on. This is very good in Act 1.
Oh,
this is
yeah. Oh my gosh.
insanely good.
I
in
gotta
Act 1.
I gotta transform off now with Stoke. It's just it snowballs, man.
Your
you
ability
suddenly-
to just get rid of all your shitty strikes and defense that you have in Act 1 and just replace them with upgraded cards, it's so much value. I'm probably gonna put it like right here. I think it's not as consistent as the other 3 or as the AoEs, but it still just turns
can
all of your
also-
strikes and defense into better cards.
You can also just build around it by getting like feel no pain, like just any exhaust energies.
Yeah,
Or
Pax End is fantastic with
Pax
this card.
End. Oh my gosh. Like this card allows you to like play a little bit more of a exhaust heavy build. But especially this card just runs Act 1 because suddenly you just are pulling up to an easy combat with like good cards.
Yeah, especially if it's upgraded and then all those cards
Oh
are
my
upgraded.
gosh.
Like, it's so good. I love this card so much.
So it's one of my favorite Ironclad cards for sure. Definitely glad it's in the game.
I love that they turned it into Dead Branch but a card. That's just my thing about it. I love it.
Yeah, this is a really good card.
I think it's probably worse than Flame Barrier in Act 1 just because it doesn't do the damage back, and 16 is typically
Yeah.
enough to block everything. But that is hinged on
Everything
you
else though
upgrading.
is just like
It is hinged on you upgrading the Flame Barrier though. But yeah, everything else, yeah, it's good. It is better than Taunt too. Just the 30 block, you just get to block once, it exhausts, gets out of the fucking
end of
way.
deck thins. Yeah, like you don't usually if you play this the first time you never need to see it.
So grapple is gonna be not yet. Grapple is gonna be not yet. Not yet is correct. But
Dude, it's
I
so,
don't know, man.
some decks you take it like you know when you need this for sure, but Clad specifically since yours has that 6 or 12 I guess if you get the upgrade HP regen, it's like it's sometimes hard to validate this when you're just not taking enough damage. Granted, if you have an HP build, oh yeah, this is like your saving grace, but like it's just a solid. I mean, this is the only way to really heal in the game right now. So if you're on like any other character and you see this, it's just an insta
Well,
grab.
I would say it's the only way because you have.
I meant like more like card specific healing. Sorry.
This is the only card
I mean,
that heals, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it is the only. Yeah, if we're talking card value, then yes. But if we're also looking at relics, there's things that you can get that will help you as well.
Yeah, that freaking question mark one that was still crazy. But I mean,
Planetary disc, yeah, bullshit.
yeah.
I mean,
Bro,
chances are you're
you
probably not
need
gonna. Chances are you're not gonna be taking this specific. route
It
if
also
you
it
get
also
the-
exhausts, so
the
you
black
just
blood.
Yeah, if you
added
get
dex.
Black Blood, you don't need Nut yet. Unless, again, every combat you're losing 50 HP, then Lecture, whatever. Yeah, I still think it's probably.
There are some. Sorry, you go.
I was gonna say, I do think that it is probably below Stoke, but I do think that its value is that it lets you be even greedier, and that's really valuable in Act 1.
No, yeah, like
super greedy
I had
for
some
fights
HP
is
builds
so
that like
valuable.
just have are just like one of my A10 wins was this was possible only because like I got to be a bit more greedy because not yet just exists as a card. So
Yeah.
If you want to just look at it in pure numbers game, I mean, this card it can also say in a way 13 gain, 13 block. Like if you're not at max HP, I mean, it's not. There's no reason not to take it if you see it.
Agreed. I don't like this card. This is slow scaling. It's awkward slow scaling. I'm gonna put
I
it
don't even-
like around here-ish because it can actually help, but not the turn that you play it.
if
It'll
it's
only
like
ever help
if
the
it's
next
like
turn.
the first if it's like the first or second combat reward, I guess I'll take it. But like I found myself like struggling to like convince myself to ever take this because like you said, it's just slow scaling. And sometimes it just grabs a card that just kind of ruins your whole flow sometimes.
Also, like another thing that sucks about this is it's kind of just armaments, but over time and slower.
Bro, but my entire all
slower
my attacks will be
armaments.
upgraded in like turn 20. It's gonna be crazy.
And it only hits attacks too. Like, I don't know. I think it's kind of poop. I don't know why it's rare. I don't know what they were thinking with this, but yeah. This just solves you every hallway.
Oh my God.
It goes right up there with Inferno. Every hallway, you're just like, oh, I don't need to play 2 defends now. I can just do 2 strikes instead. It's so broken. It's so overpowered. The 1 HP basically doesn't mean anything to this guy. It's cracked. It's great against bosses, great against elites, great against hallways. It literally solves every fight, blocking wise. Cruelty is good. I don't get offered this card a lot, but
no.
I'm gonna put it.
I mean, it's just straight up more damage, especially the upgrade. It's like 50%. Like
Yeah, I'm gonna put it
that's-
right around here with the strength scaling stuff. I think it's better than them. But you
It
have to
requires
have that
less
vulnerable.
build up, but yeah, you need like Vuln. And like Bash can't be your only setup Vuln.
Right, that's true. I want to use this card more. I just don't get the chance to use it.
It's hard
you're
to
not
use it. I
breaking
mean, like
those.
it's like sometimes it's just rough seeing like Vuln like cards sometimes. So
Dark Embrace kind of fucking sucks.
I wish it wasn't a rare. Like
It's really bad in Act 1 because it costs 2, so you need to upgrade it, and you need cards that say exhaust on it, and you're drawing, which isn't even that strong in Act 1.
I
It's
got to draw
so good in
another
Act 3.
strike,
This is
bro.
like the gap between this in Act 1 and this in Act 3 is probably the biggest gap out of any card in the entire.
I mean, I guess if you somehow saw this in Stoke and Act 1, you so we could win the run, but like
It's just, yeah, there's so much that you need
it just
to make this card
requires you to
work
have
in Act 1 that you're just not gonna have most of the time. But you're gonna be. I would be remiss if I put it anywhere lower than B. It has to be a B tier because it's the strongest. It's the strongest draw card ever written in Slay the Spire, but it's hard to do it in Act 1. That's the problem. But it's possible.
I mean, that's good
It
card
is
design
possible.
though, because like suddenly like this isn't just like an auto pick like all of S tier is versus like,
Right. If it's plus though, then like I don't know, what are you doing not picking it? It's a great Act 1 card. Probably the top of B tier, I would say. Potentially even low A. I think it's probably around all these strength scaling things. probably put it above Brand and above Dominate, but probably lower than Rupture. Just because it can brick you, and you don't always get what you need to go infinite with it. And it's also just kind of hard to go infinite now with it regardless anyway. So I think it is worse than Rupture and Cruelty, but I can see the value of it over Dominate and Brand in Act 1 specifically. The only caveat, you gotta fucking upgrade this, man. Like, it's so bad.
Oh my
without the upgrade.
gosh.
No,
It's so
this is in fact also John upgrade that.
Yeah, John upgrade that. Like Act 1, am I gonna spend 2 for Hellraiser, or I'm gonna bash the enemy in the hallway that's gonna last like 2 more turns? I'm probably gonna bash him, right? But yeah, no, this card's cracked. It's great at killing bosses, great at killing elites. Just kind of need that upgrade. And then another thing that you need is you kind of really have to get some draw cards going.
This card wants Pommel Strike.
You need Pommel Strike, stuff like that, right?
If you start with this card and you see every Pommel Strike you see, regardless if it's upgraded or not, you just immediately take it.
100%. But it's probably the highest I'd ever rank it is Act 1. I think that's when it's its strongest because its value is just the best that it can be. Whereas everything else, I think, just kind of eclipses it later on. Juggernaut, now this card's kind of poop.
Like, you'll know when it's good. It's just hard to have a deck that wants this.
I mean, it's good with Rage, I guess, but like, I would rather take 1-2 Punch and Cascade over it. I do like it more than everything else down here. Like, I would probably take it speculatively over all of these cards.
Now, if you find this on silent...
I want this card to say all enemies so bad.
Yeah, if it does say to all enemies, this card would be much better for sure.
Yeah, but suddenly your defense just become 5 block, 5 damage.
I want it to say all enemies, and I want the upgrade to cost 1 less.
Higher, probably C tier. 2 energy to gain energy the next turn. Fuck yourself. Like, I don't give a fuck. This is upgrade debt.
Like...
Each turn, you get double block the first time you play a block card.
Now imagine you have this and the
Van Brace and with Clay's Legion. I did, and I had
that too.
I had Final Gambit.
You know that image with that freaking giant what's his face? Impervious?
Yeah.
Like that was back when like the game came out. And I did like a custom run, and that's like how that happened.
It's so strong. Unmovable just says you will never die. That's what it says. Honestly, it's probably even better than Crimson Mantle. And Colossus.
I mean,
it's just so strong.
It doesn't proc for Crimson Mantle, I believe.
No,
so
it doesn't. It's only from a card.
Yeah, from a card. Yeah.
Demon Form. A lot better in Act 1. I think it's probably the best strength scaling card in Act 1 for bosses only. But because it's for bosses only, it's dramatically worse, and I think it goes in B tier at like the lowest of all our strength scaling. Just because it costs fucking 3. But against bosses, this card is really fucking good if
it is also
you can play it. You have to be able to play it, and that is a lot easier said than done when all the bosses in this game basically will guarantee do like at least 20 damage to you unless you have like an insanely strong deck from Act 1.
And at that point, you didn't need to figure for it.
So I guess like maybe I do put it in here just because it like this will just kill any boss. It kills any boss.
John's cousin upgrade that.
Not even. Like, I disagree. For Act 1, I don't think you need the upgrade on this. 2 strength is plenty.
No, not for Act 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
3 is overkill.
2 strength is so like no, I think it does have to be A tier, but the bottom just because like dude like no boss can survive a demon form. Like none of them. Like you're scaling the same like either the same rate or even faster than the fucking deer does. Like, like it's crazy. I think
I
the
mean,
deer
you
gains like
skill
1
faster
strength or
than
something like
the,
that.
I was gonna say, you're definitely taking more
what's
multi-hits.
what's
if you have
what's
this
the
card.
elite freaking Berdonis? Your skill faster.
Yeah,
than
this
that
is
gives
just
you strength every turn?
Berdonis, but ritual too.
Oh, if you can get the colorless card that's like the like bird kick or something like that, it's like deal 2 damage 3 times, like with demon form, like there's so many, like the bosses just die. Some elites die.
Yeah, and like conflagration is crazy. I mean, this would I would take a sword boomerang just to kill the boss if I had this card. Like so many different reasons to grab this, and even without multi-hits, you still take it for the
And then
boss.
once your deck's good, you can play this just normally sometime. It's great.
Yeah. So we actually did a run. Me and Jacob did a run recently for Region A10. I was coaching him on how to play the Regent. And he did it today whenever he came over, and we had the what is the best color event. And we saw Ironclad, and I was like, just pick Ironclad, because we had a good block deck going. And I was like, maybe you could get Barricade, and that would actually be crazy with this deck. Because we had Van Brace and Pale's Legion. So, you know, it was pretty strong. But the rare card offered was Demon Form, and I'm like, Jacob, we have no way to beat Act 3. So he picked it. And what do you know? The only reason we won Act 3 was because we had Demon Form. That's the, like, for Act 3 bosses, like Prototype and Queen,
Demon
the
Form
only reason we
Form
won
with
is
7
Demon
stars
Form.
is hilarious. Demon Form with 7 stars is hilarious.
And we didn't even
And
get
this is
7
also
stars.
good
We had Celestial Might.
This is also good against like Aeon Glass because it allows you to strength skill without having to play like a billion cards.
Exactly.
So-
Or have to rely on vulnerable, or have to rely on doing damage to yourself against a boss that's already scaling his damage. Like, it is a safe bet. It is only one card to get really good
And then when your
ability.
deck's better, it's a lot easier to cheat it out. So
Right. Yeah. So love this card. But there's only one spot you're playing it. Maybe you can get away with playing it in some elites. Like there are a few elites that come into mind that you can actually get away with playing this. You can get away with playing this against the Parasite Frog. You can get away with playing this against the Bygone Effigy. You can get away with playing this against Skulking Colony on one of his turns. And if you have a block relic, you can get away with playing it more often. But most of the time, this is literally just
cards like
your
this is the
boss
reason why I
solution.
like the Permafrost relic.
Yeah,
Because suddenly
Permafrost
it's
is
a lot
pretty strong.
safer to play stuff like this, like this Serpent form, all the forms really. Like
Yeah, so
unless your name is
If you can get this card on the same turn as any of the boat relics, same thing.
I think that it's very fitting that we end it with this, because this is the noob trap card. But in this game, while there are a lot of cards that are better than it, it still has a home, and it can still get you so many wins. Because by the way, in that Regent run, we had Dominate, and this card was like easily decking on Dominate because we just couldn't get the vulnerable going. Like, this card is just really good. It's so simple. 2 strength every turn, except for the turn you play it. You know, and you know, that's a downside to it, as well as the 3 strength, but you know, whatever. It's still a great card, still the GOAT, you know, for boss fights.
The other thing,
so
though, is that it really does need to say like gain
2 strength at the start of your turn, gain 2 strength. Yeah.
Yeah, it really does need to say that.
But we're gonna go ahead and end it off there. 2-hour long video. I'm gonna stop the recording, and I'm gonna pray to God that it worked this time. Thank you guys for watching. This again was a tier list for the Ironclad's cards in Act 1 only. So that is why we are not going to be ranking Break or Corruption. If we did, and those cards were in Act 1, Corruption would probably be in the middle, and Break would be in S tier. But yeah, thank you all for watching once again. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.